Hey everybody, it's Kristen. A lot of you know me as Sunsore Photography. I'm going to give a little bit of background on myself. I'm starting a skeletal strength program, which is part of Dave Thinn's Feldenkrais offerings. I've done his 60-day program in the past. I've had 3 car accidents in the past 6 years, and it caused something called spondyliothesis. For those of you who don't know what that is, which is probably most of you, because I sure as heck didn't until I got it, in your back there is a few different bones, one of which is what you traditionally think of as your vertebrae. It's round, your spine goes in it, the nerves are all there, so when you have a herniated disc, it'll kind of press on the nerves. What a lot of people don't know is that there's also teeny tiny little bones that hold all of the vertebrae together and connect it to your skull and your pelvis. That accident fractured those bones. So my pelvis actually slid out of place, which caused permanent nerve compression and a loss of sensation and strength in my left leg. I've been an athlete my whole life. I actually was a world ranked powerlifter once upon a time, so I'm very physically strong. I was expecting to have to go in and have a 360 fusion. My OBGYN was like, hey, if you want to have a kid, you kind of need to do it before you have the surgery because it's going to make it a little more complicated. You're getting older, yada yada. So got pregnant. It was terrible. I got hyperemesis gravidarum, was violently sick, stopped riding just a couple weeks in. Not that I was riding much with my broken back anyways, but I did try to do what I could. I was so sick. But by some weird miracle, it gave my body the time it needed to break out of its inflammation cycle. So I figured I had an opportunity to try to reset things. I started doing a specialist ab rehabilitation program called Ab Rehab. I did a specific PT program for riders called Activate Your Seat. But I really wanted something that was going to actually help me with the physical riding portion, not just the strength to ride. Ended up coming across Dave Thinn through my then client, Charlotte Jorst. I spent a lot of time this past year. I've only been able to ride twice a week. And, that's tricky. My horse has been in full-time training with my trainer. She's fabulous. We also took a week and went down to Wellington to train with Sarah Tubman, which helped me kind of close a couple of small gaps we had. And now I'm at a point where I'm able to ride effectively, but it's not pretty. So as I mentioned earlier, I used to be a powerlifter. I'm very, very strong. And so I've been able to kind of muscle my way through things and use my core and all of that, and it's just not pretty to look at. And, I talked to Dave Thinn in advance of my pre-St. George debut, and it was like, hey, I think I can do this better. And he agreed. So he set me up with a skeletal strength program. The whole concept is, instead of me taking the motion and moving it front and back, I'll take the motion and move it up and down. I'm still going to be absorbing the motion, and I'll still be able to absorb the motion in my middle back because I'm going to be supporting where my injury is. But it's going to be a more elegant picture. So I'm going to include a before and after video here so you guys can see what it was like before. And I'm going to be continuing to make these little video logs as I go along in the program. I am by no means a professional, so I share this video fully expecting that there will be some trolls who will come at me, but I am confident in myself and my horse, and I am doing the best I can to improve myself, so I hope people will be kind. And I'm really excited to be able to show some positive improvements and continue to ride without pain. Good morning. It is Saturday. So I did day 2 of the Dave Thinn program one last night. This one was a lot more about how your spine gets affected by different motions, the way you weight your seat bones, leg position, that kind of thing, and feeling the changes in your spine depending on these movements. And It was very interesting to me to feel how my body worked when I would take, one leg out of the equation and realize how much more free the movement was on one side of my body than the other. I have a tendency to lock my right leg, and I think a big part of that is just trying to provide that stability for my spine. It'll be interesting to see over the next couple days how that affects it. I honestly wasn't thinking about this in terms of doing anything but making me a prettier rider. And I think it might actually help with making me more effective too, just from that awareness. My back was a little bit sore and tight after my first ride, just from tweaking, I think, the motion a little bit for me. It wasn't a bad sore, but it was just kind of my muscles being like, hey, I exist. So one thing I did learn based on my conversation with Dave is that my tendency to throw myself into things, my competitive nature, the fact that I go all in or not at all does not really work great with Feldenkrais. I need to just kind of let my body do its thing, not try to push it, because when I push it too far. So it is not something I have to practically apply to my riding. I want to ride like I normally do and let this program kind of exist. So wish me luck. Okay, I'm back home after my second ride, and it was much better today. I really got out of my own head a little bit more and just focused on riding and let the program kind of do what it did naturally. It worked really well. Still have more to improve in my trot work, but I was definitely a lot quieter with my hands today. Very excited to start seeing the changes. I'm only 2 of 6 through the program. So today I did day 3 and had a lesson with my trainer, and it was awesome. So at some point in day 3, something clicked in my brain and my hands were much quieter. They were lower, but I didn't have straight elbows. I was able to kind of anchor my seat a little bit better. Still working on trying to sit back a little bit more in my trot work, especially for laterals. And then identified one more thing I can work on fixing, which is trying to keep my left and right shoulders a little bit more even in my shoulder in. I have a tendency to kind of keep my right shoulder back a little bit. So I'm going to keep working hard on that, but our canter work today was great. We're definitely at the point now where we're not just trying to do the things for pre-St. George, but do them really, really well. So I've got a little over a week left, so I have lots of time to make it through the last 3 sessions, and I'm really excited. So, in the tradition of pre-show time, I ended up with a sick little boy and was unable to ride for several days in a row, and really not able to even take some time to be able to do my little program because I was up all night long. It is now Tuesday. I have 4 days left. I'll be lucky if I'm able to ride one before we go to the show on Friday, but I'm going to do one of my programs every day and hopefully get in a ride tomorrow. Thursday will be a day off and a prep day for him, and then off to warm up on Friday. So I am very hopeful that my body will be able to still figure out this program even when I'm not able to actively ride. It's not ideal, but that's the joys of being a mother and equestrian. Sometimes you just kind of got to work with it. I have successfully finished my first weekend at FEI. Was it perfect? No. But between the amazing work that my trainer has put in and me putting in some extra time outside of the barn, working with Dave Thind to improve my seating position, I ended up walking away with the FEI overall High Point Award on my first outing at Pre-St. George. Super exciting, and definitely something I feel we can continue to improve for the future. There is definitely opportunities for me to continue to develop my seat in position, but just after these 6 hours, my ability to keep my hands quiet and stable has improved significantly. Always tough to improve on, but I feel like I'm hugely heading in the right direction. This program is designed to help you learn how to transfer that concussion in a more quiet way that you absorb every time you ride your horse and sit the trot or go through tempi changes. That motion has to translate all the way through your body. And a lot of us either carry it in our heads or through the middle of our back, but this program has been awesome in teaching me, at the very least, how to take it with height rather than shortening myself. And in a weird backwards way, somehow my arms got longer. I don't know how that works when my torso gets longer, but you know what? I'm gonna take it and be happy. So whether you're an amateur or professional, if you are looking to ride more capably, if you want to have a quieter seat, this program is absolutely worth giving a try. I also do recommend doing his 60-day program, but this could be a great either accent to or starting point for participating in a longer term program with Dave Thind. I'm a huge advocate of his. He not only allowed me to get back into riding without pain after my spinal fracture, but he has kept me riding and pushed me to do better and better each time I work with him. So you don't have to fight your body. This program is an amazing way for your brain to just teach your body how it needs to move without you having to push and fight the whole time. So I definitely think it is worthwhile taking a little bit of time and seeing if it will help you. Hey guys, one last quick video update. Dave was kind enough to actually give the first day of his course for free. I'm going to include a link below. Feel free to give that a try. I highly recommend giving it a test. If it works for you, sign up for the rest of the course, because truly the first day is just the tip of the iceberg and the program is amazing. So give it a try. If you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know.